Good afternoon. This is the Jabber Tech here with another live lab. I'm going to be talking about, in this lab, remote desktop services. Installing terminal services on Server 2012. That's right, I'm doing a 2012 lab. There's so much information out there on the web that I've took the time to gather it and make myself a lab. I'm studying this technology to replace a Citrix solution, and I'm stepping through all the pieces in this lab, coming at you with multiple parts. I'll be adding multiple videos to this as I go. I would classify this as a high-level video to those targeting the enterprise environment. I'll be talking about a high-level summary to somewhat a critical summary on the bits and pieces behind the infrastructure that goes behind the terminal services deployment. I'm actually going to demo what I created, and after this first video I'll be creating multiple videos or nuggets of information, if you will, on the various pieces. So the various pieces, that is, that goes into everything it takes to make this seamless to the end user. So I'll go through the servers in my lab infrastructure. I have first I have a VMware infrastructure lab that I'm testing this with, and I have my remote desktop connection broker, remote desktop web services, remote desktop licenses. I have created two load balance remote desktop session hosts 1 and 2. I have a gateway server configured, and I also have a remote desktop host admin server. The goal behind these two is that I've created multiple collections. In Microsoft world, we call them collections. In the world of Citrix, they call them published applications. I'm becoming more of a Microsoft terminal services oriented. Through the years, I've dealt with Citrix on 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 5, and in my mind's eye, in the organizations that I work with, Citrix isn't. It's a great product, but sometimes organizations change and they shift, and certain technologies may not meet those requirements of the organization. I love Citrix, great product. I also love Microsoft. It's a great product. It's just a matter of finding what the technology does or what you need it to do. They're both great products. I'm not here to bash either one of them. I like them both, and I know how to use them both in a test environment and also in a production environment. So I like to give this information to you free. Free of charge. Use it your own risk. You don't assume any liability for anything you do in your production environment. You use these videos at your own risk. These videos that I'm creating are going to be used for my learning as well as my reference. 7 months down the line, a year down the line, I may not remember what I did, and I'll refer to these videos for that, and I'm sharing them with you. What I'm going to do is go through what we'll be talking about in subsequent videos to come. Part 1, we're going to go through remote desktop installation. Part 2, we're going to go through configuring terminal service. How do you get the environment up? What are all the pieces you need to have in place to stand it up? In Part 3, we're going to go through configuring SSO on the client side. This is the really hot piece here. It's actually spinning up either the gateway server or the web services piece. I really like the web services dashboard. That's what I'm going to be deploying to test end users in this sample lab. Part 4, we're going to go through SSO on the 2012 server side. What do you need to do to configure it on the server side? I'll be giving credit to various authors out there that took the information and made it available. I'm using that information as a way to, when you do anything in IT, of course, you know, you have to extrapolate data from many places, and you need to have intuitive thinking process to take the data, extrapolate it, and make meaningful information from it. I will give credit to those people as I go along for those websites that I came across as excellent pieces of information, and I put those in into my notes here. As you'll notice, another thing that makes me successful in IT, I use Microsoft OneNote. Everything I do is in OneNote. This way here, when I want to pull up something, I could search and have that information. Part 5, we're going to be going through deploying the remote desktop web URL, the client desktops in the enterprise deployment. I'm going to step through what it takes to create the group policies to do that. In part 6, we're going to go through configuring TS roaming profiles. There's going to be a part 7. We'll talk about user profile disks versus user profiles, roaming profiles. I'm also going to go through some PowerShell, breaking the environment, putting the environment back together. I'll break the environment by turning critical services off. We'll go through some sample scenarios of doing Windows updates to the production environment, breaking the environment, and piecing it back together again. So what I'm going to now do is let's shift to the deployment. In my lab, give you the back-end infrastructure. I have a VMware infrastructure in my test lab, and these are my servers that I stood up on a VMware infrastructure. I like VMware. I'm a VCP, and I have a VCP lab, and I'm going to be using this VCP lab to demo this product to you. I love VMware as well, and I also really dig Microsoft remote desktop terminal services. So that's the VMware piece. As you can see in here, there's other things that I've done with Unidesk, various other Microsoft labs for certifications, spinning up Horizon View. You can go back to that. Oh, there we go. It's just a little slow. I thought I lost a LUN for a second because this was all grayed out. Usually that's the consequence of when you lose a LUN. Sometimes your things don't respond, but I'm good. Just as you know, in my previous videos, I'm all about eBay. I buy servers off eBay. I spin them up in my test lab. I'm a big technology enthusiast. I love hardware. I love servers. I just love making labs and learning. This is what I love doing, and it's good stuff. So I'm here to share it with you. So moving forward, we're going to go to our server manager, and here we are in our Microsoft Server Manager Remote Desktop Services. This is the overview. This is the deployment. Microsoft gives you a really great deployment. What we'll do is, you add your servers into your deployment and you start doing things with them. We're going to step through all that. But in here, I have a remote desktop web access server created, or the gateway. We have licensing in our evaluation mode. I have it in the evaluation mode. We have the remote desktop connection broker. I'm not using virtualization at this time. I'm geared towards remote desktop session host. And I have what Microsoft calls collections. In my sample environment, I have 3 collections: a delivery servers for service delivery managers, and this is the servers that are in that collection. I also have a HQ connection servers. I was doing a lab with integrating Microsoft with VMware Horizon View as a cross-pollination of two server environments talking to each other, as if you wanted to go from one environment to the other. That was for some transition work I was labbing out. And that was for the Horizon View RDSH servers, and the HQ connection servers, that's just a RDSH admin. It's just a connection for at headquarters. So if there's folks at headquarters, that's the servers they're going to land on. They're going to land on RDSH admin 1. If you're in the if you're a service delivery manager, this is the 2 servers you could possibly land on. And I'm going to take you through logging into a domain joined Windows 7 account. And let's now connect up to a simulated desktop experience that our end user is going to see. I'm just going to basically log out of these here because I was logged in doing some quick testing. But I'd like to demo to you what the end user actually sees as they access these collections. So this is where the product gets really great. The part that I like the most about this product that I'll be using in this lab is the remote desktop web service, remote desktop web access piece. If I say service, I mean access. Okay, so let's we're going to simulate what an end user is going to see when they view the remote desktop web access portal. So in order for me to do that, I'm going to connect to a Windows 7 domain joined computer. Then I'm going to log on as myself. Mike P. It's my sample account here. And you'll notice there's a shortcut on the desktop. Really critical piece. This is the part that has to be seamless to the end users. If it's not seamless to the end user, they're not going to get the application. If they have to go to a URL, a self-fetched based delivery system is not going to be good for the end user. We want the end user to have a seamless experience all the time. As architects and engineers of an infrastructure, it's our job to make sure that we deliver a solution that's hassle-free. I repeat, hassle-free. We accomplish that with group policy. With group policy, we could create a GPO that creates a shortcut on the desktop, all users' desktop of the platform. It could be Windows 7, Windows 8, 8.1, Windows 10 workstations. And that shortcut's going to land on all those desktops for the end user. And when they click that, they're going to be prompted to enter their credentials one time. And I always get my temporary password mixed up. Let's see. Excuse the error there. So here's the work resources. I mean, if you can brand this with your marketing department, you can really go wild branding it and tweaking it out. But I'm using the base piece of it. So here's the collections that we published. All right, remember these collections? Well, here they are. Here's what they look like in real time. Okay, and as the end user, I have access to these collections. So for delivery servers, I have access to that. For Horizon View servers, I have access to that. And for HQ connection, I have access to that as well. So I'm going to just click this one time and log on. And I'm going to pull up as if whatever applications were on this, I would receive them. Okay? For the headquarters, I'm going to sign off here. I'm going to go to delivery servers. There's a special app that only delivery managers need to see and no one else. We could tweak that with basic permissions so that those delivery managers can only access that. You see how seamless that SSO works? It just passes the end user right in. That's so awesome, man. That's what makes this product really worth it. Okay, let's demo a couple other things, and I'm going to cut the video short. So here we go. Let's check this out. We're going to do a refresh on our connection here. Right? So look at this. Mike P is active at the moment on remote desktop session host. And that just got away from me. Mike P is active on remote desktop session host too. And I can do things like log them off, shadow, disconnect, or send a message. So let's go with send a message. Simple message to the end user. Look at the blue line, that was the status. Done deal. Go back up here. Here's the indication that the message was sent. One more really cool thing that's important for the help desk team is shadowing. You got to be able to shadow your users based on the policies in your organization. You have to look into that and figure out how you shadow a user. Do you not prompt them for consent? Do you prompt them for consent? Well, basically here in this lab, I'm going with out of box. So I'm going with, I want to control, and I'm going to prompt for user consent. I want to click OK to that, and you'll see that this is waiting. It's going to stay there forever until the end user accepts the request. And here it is. Do you accept this request? Yes or no? Since I accept it, I'll drag the window inside of a window here, because that's basically what I have. Here's Mike P's desktop, and I'm shadowing it. So I could basically open up Notepad as I shadow. That's the interaction piece. So Notepad's done. So I'm gonna stop shadowing, close. Look at this. But here it is in Mike P's session. The Notepad is up because I was just interacting with him, helping him out with Notepad. So we're going to close out of Notepad, and we're going to log out of this server. And then as we go through these labs, what I'm going to do is explain how this is put together. It's a flawless product by Microsoft, and it works really great, and I really like it a lot. I enjoy it. It's pretty straightforward and simple. The certificate services piece is a little difficult. It took me a couple days to get that under my belt, but I do, and I'm quite excited about that. So I'm going to log out of here. Okay, and stick around because I'm going to be adding more videos as described earlier. So thank you for watching, and have a great day.